Yahoo! Welcome back, trainers and collectors. It is your favorite Pokey Plumber. For today's Plumber's Pick of the Day, it is going to be the one, the only, Surging Sparks. Guys, this is one of the few boxes you can still purchase for less than $300. It is an absolutely stacked set, has a beautiful Latios illustration rare, beautiful Latios EX, alongside many others. I think the box is absolutely fantastic. I think the Pikachu absolutely pops. And I mean, it has some of my favorite illustration rares, and I love the Milotic EX SIR. So guys, while you can, grab this box, and I will show you at the end of the video how much I believe in Surging Sparks. One of my biggest purchases ever, so stay tuned. What's up, trainers and collectors? It is your favorite Poke Plumber, flushing out the latest news and the hobby updates. Whether it's breaking leaks, rare finds, or market trends, I got the tools to keep your collection growing and your profits flowing. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Happy Memorial Day weekend. I just want to say thank you to all my veterans, everybody that's in service. I appreciate you guys. I will be doing something special for the veterans. I will be donating to the Wounded Warrior Project. I never tell anyone they have to spend any money or donate or anything like that, but I will put the description in below because this country wouldn't be as great without our women and men, you know, who support and fight for our country. But let's get into this episode, guys. We are doing a giveaway. Honestly, I've been so busy this weekend, wheeling and dealing as always. But guys, we are giving away this Chaos Rising booster box. I'm very sorry, but if you missed it, at least you have today to enter it. And in the next video, I will release the winner. So guys, all you have to do is like, comment, subscribe, hit that little bell notification. Say it with me now. To enter your chance to win Chaos Rising Booster Box. If it's free, it's for me. Like I said, I'm sorry guys, but I was out until 4:30 a.m. last night wheeling and dealing. And then today I was all at a show all day. So I haven't even got to plug that in there. And it's not even, boop. Yeah, right now I'm in my PJs getting ready for bed. But I was like, you know what? I wasn't going to film a video, but now I'm going to film a video. And I don't even know what to talk about today, right? I want to change it up. I did go to the big show. That was technically today. So shout out to Rob and Marilyn, the big show. It was a fantastic show. Oh man, it was one of the craziest shows I have been to in a long time. I mean, I got there a little late because like I said, I was out until 4:30 in the morning wheeling and dealing. Shout out to Kang's Cards. And I went to this show around like 2 o'clock p.m. And usually around like 2 o'clock, the show slows down and there's plenty of room to, you know, move around and wheel and deal. But when I got to this show, it was absolutely packed. I know Marilyn does a fantastic job. She kills it. Her and her husband are genuinely two of like the best people in this hobby. Shout out to Rob. He owns RNG Games. Awesome place. Go check it out if you're local. But this show, I couldn't even walk, right? It was one of the most packed shows I've ever been to. And, you know, I've been on a little bit of a tear, you know, still snatching up my Sword and Shield, snatching up Scarlet and Violet. I mean, even this show, I can't believe I did this, but I'm going to be honest. I did pick up a couple more Mega Evolution based booster box cases. And, you know, the old me never would have done anything like this. The cases are going up to like 16, 17 at this point. And I even snatched up a Phantasmal Flames booster box case. And like, this is coming from the guy who only picks up, you know, the older stuff, the Sun and Moon, XY, Scarlet Violet, Sword and Shield. And I was looking at my cases. I was going through my inventory the other day and I was like, man, I really passed up on Phantasmal Flames. And it kind of like didn't make me feel right. So I was like, you know what? I'll make that a point to go to the show and find this. That stuff was very easy to find. I don't like the price points. I always tell you guys this because it's kind of like, what if they do reprint eventually? But we've been saying that for 2 years and it hasn't happened. So I always say this, if nothing changes, nothing changes. So I understand that. But I'm walking around this show and it's like 2 tables out of hundreds of tables had Sun and Moon. Then like only 1 table had XY. And then Sword and Shield was very, you know, seldom as well. There wasn't many around. So I'm sitting there and when it comes to slabs, of course, the diversity for slabs, whether it's vintage, modern, mid-era, slabs are always around. But when it comes to sealed what am I doing, bro? Get some sleep. Sealed product, it was very hard to find. And then when I did find it, people were kind of a little more firm. They didn't want to really sell it. They wanted to hold it, or they were very firm at their prices. And I'm like, man, here we go again. It's just crazy. Like, people are looking at their prices and they're listing it up for 20, 30% above market, right? And I finally found a guy, and he had like some Sword and Shield collection boxes, and he literally had like odd numbers. He had everything at market. And I said, you know what, dude? I said, just because you have it at market, I'm not even going to haggle you. I'll take it at that price, right? That's literally what I did. Because I was like, it's just kudos to find someone actually selling in a market. And then I met up with Michael, shout out to Michael, PokeMY, and him and I made a deal, right? And he was same thing, very fair. But we're talking in the grand scheme of hundreds of vendors, and it takes 2 to 3 people. And guys, believe me, I'm paying strong, right? When you have something I want to buy it. But I'm not going to pay $300, $400, $500 above comps or in this Lulu la la land, right? Like, that's what many of you guys have to learn, right? Don't always pay above comps. Look at eBay sales. Look at TCG listings. Look at TCG sales, right? Don't just pay these top dollars. But I see so many people coming in, they're uneducated, and they just pay that top price. And it makes it, I think that's how people are going to do bad in the future, because we are seeing things stagnate with the vintage, especially sealed. We're seeing some things drop 10%, 15%. And if you have people paying over 20%, 15%, and then these things do drop, 10, 15%, and you paid 15% over, that's a 30% loss in the matter of a second, right? Take some time to become educated, right? TCG players should be your best friend. eBay, your best friend. Like, look at eBay last sales. And sometimes, you know what's crazy? There's an eBay last sale, and then you look at TCG last sale, but the older the product, the less sales there are, so then it's going to be a higher price on TCG. So you kind of have to look at every little market. And then if you're doing slabs, look at all. Look at Card Ladder, right? Look at eBay last sales. Like, there's so many ways for you guys to learn and pick up comps nowadays, right? Don't sell yourself short. Do your research. I'm not saying to ever lowball people, but at least do your research so you don't get hurt in the future. This market is at a scary place right now. Prices are really high, right? We've been saying this forever, but nothing's changed. And what I'm realizing too is all these people are focusing on the brand new product. Is Chaos Rising fun? Absolutely. I had fun. I opened a case to the head, right? A case to the dome piece. And I had an absolute blast. I understand that. But it's kind of like people are making the same mistake when during COVID. Everyone wanted Battle Styles. Everyone wanted Vivid Voltage. The first wave of Chilling Reign, everybody wanted it, right? But nobody was looking at Sun and Moon when your prices were the same thing. They were right there. And now we're in that experience, we're in that whole situation again where everyone's looking at Phantasmal Flames and they're paying $400 some odd for a Phantasmal Flames box. And I'm guilty. I bought a case. I was like, I didn't like how many I had. I wanted to add a case, right? And I'm guilty of doing it too. But the difference between me and many of these people is I have the Sword and Shield stuff. I have the Sun and Moon stuff. I have the early Scarlet Violet, middle Scarlet Violet. Like, that's where a lot of people should be focusing, right? It has way more time. This stuff is aging better, right? We don't know what happens in the future. We don't know if Pokemon prints more. And I do keep that in the back of my head. Even though I don't know if it's going to happen, we haven't seen any booster box reprints, and how many sets now. I mean, it's just like they just keep printing and printing and printing Prismatic. So all I'm saying is do your due diligence and do your research. And look, right? Right now, Surging Sparks, I was sitting there and I said, okay, I'm going to make one of the biggest purchases I've ever made in the history of the hobby. And I'm going to put it in Surging Sparks because I think it's undervalued. I don't think we're going to see any more Surging Sparks. I think Surging Sparks is a way better set than people even talk about, right? Not many people are doing that. We're seeing Silver Tempest start to trickle up, right? That's where your head should be. That's where your mind should be. Even Lost Origin, if you have a little extra cash, Lost Origin is going to be over $1,000 box, guys. And then once it hits that $1,000 price point and dries up, next thing you know, it's $1,500, $2K, right? Phantasmal Flames, Destined Rivals can sit at these prices for the next year, 2 years, because you don't know if more are coming, right? And you know in the UK right now, they're getting smoked with Destined Rivals. I mean, it could be the same thing because their market's different than ours, right? Destin's cheaper over there right now. Over here, it's still holding very strong. I even made booster bundle purchases because I like the pack price that I paid for these. So like I said, stay tuned to the end and you'll see what I really grabbed. But there's just a lot going on, man. The hobby's still pretty strong, but I know many bigger people right now that are selling a bunch of their stuff. As of late, I've heard so many people selling their collections. I've had so many DMs of people selling their collections. And you just have to be a little more careful buying. Like right now, it's like, what's going to happen next? Are we going to go back to 80%, or are more people going to sell a lot? And there's some people reaching out that are okay taking 80% and they just want to get rid of their stuff. My little cousin, I was talking about him recently, he went and sold everything to Zap Comics at a percentage, right? It's just like people are finally having the chance to have big money in their pocket, right? And Pokemon is creating that for them. And some people have never had 20 grand in their hands and they're selling their collection. Some people are selling them at 40 grand, right? It just depends. And this is big money, and it's life-changing money for some people, right? It pays off their student loans and then they never have to worry about it again, right? So just be smart with your money. We are at all-time highs, but it's always like, I look at surging sparks and even look at if there is a crash, is that going to be affected? And I don't think it is. I just think even, because I went through a bear market, and even during a bear market, your cosmic eclipse went from 250 to 550 to 1,000 to 1,200. And that's what the Sword and Shield's going to do. I think Surging Sparks boxes, next run goes to 300, 350, 400, right? Paldea Evolved, same things. Even in bear markets, these things will dry up and they will run. And that's why I talk about the safer buys. I say it all the time. I know I sound like I'm repetitive, but this is what's happening and this is where my head's at. And I'm always going to share that with you guys. It's just like, it's so unknown. Japanese boxes are just going insane. 151 booster box cases. 4,500 a case? Like, what the hell? EV Heroes booster boxes. $1,000 a box. Heck, your Lost Abyss booster boxes have skyrocketed. I remember I was buying cases of those. I think I paid $60, $70 a box. Paradigm Trigger, right? That's Silver Tempest Japanese counterpart. And I think I paid like $55 a box. And now I'm looking at the price of these. So it's like, do I sell some Japanese? Even your Chinese exclusives. That Cubone Gengar set. What, Gem Volume 2, what was that? With the orange box? But even those cards have doubled, right? And they're Chinese exclusives. And they went from like 200 to 400. Now they could go 400 to 600. Like, guys, things could even go higher before this 30th happens, right? I just think too many people are here. Too much money is here. And it's terrifying to ride the wave, but that's what we have to do. So even I took profits, guys. Remember that. No matter how much stuff I have, which I'm insane for having this amount of stuff, but I take profits too. And I mean, sometimes you just have to move a little bit, but then I put it back into other stuff, which I think has better, entry points. And it's kind of like a game. You just cycle in, cycle out. And I've done it forever and it works out, right? Sometimes these cheaper boxes are better buys, right? You don't see me buying 10 cases of Phantasmal. You see me buying a lot of cases of Surging. That's it. Just look what I do, right? And only you know what you can financially handle. But yeah, I just wanted to put an episode out on Memorial Day weekend on Monday. I'm just a little tired. Like I said, I've been wheeling and dealing all weekend. It's like, man, I've been putting 110% in the Pokemon because while the going is hot, you get it, right? And that's what I've been doing. When I see opportunities, I have to make a lot of plays. And I have a lot of big things coming for this hobby, and I'm excited to share it with you guys, right? There's a lot of legal paperwork, all this stuff, but big things are coming. And I always said, I never wanted to do like a rip and chip. I never wanted to take from you guys. I wanted to do something with you guys where everybody does well, right? So that's a little sneak peek of what's coming. It could change the hobby forever. It's going to change the hobby forever. So stay tuned. And it's not like me taking advantage of my audience. And that was like the thing that it took forever to figure out because I never wanted to feel like I took advantage of you guys. But this is something that everybody can do and we all kill it together. So I'm excited for that. Like, it's cool because you look at all these creators and they just use their audience. So we're doing something new. And that's why I love you guys. And I freaking can't wait to share this with you guys. So stay patient. Big things are coming. And at the same time, I'm having fun. Market is strong. You can still have fun in a strong market. And that's what I try to preach to you guys. That's what I try to teach you guys. Like, even though things are insane, you can still do well, right? There's still plenty of great buy-ins. And it's just like Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet, you'll see. Due time. And the pattern just goes on and on and on, right? XY eventually becomes black and white prices. Sun and Moon becomes black and white prices. And that's the thing is like right now, a lot of people coupled XY and Sun and Moon together and you see those prices go up together, right? They're so close. And that's kind of what's going to happen with the Sword and Shield Scarlet and Violet era. Everyone tries to separate them, but guys, in 10 years from now, they're so close in age, everyone's going to lump those together. Like your Sword and Shield has some of the best alt arts you've ever seen, right? Those cards are going to go down in history. But Scarlet and Violet pull rates are very strong, right? SIRs, strong. In the early sets, you can pull a couple SIRs in a box. Like, they will be lumped together as well. Just do time, ride the wave, evolving skies. I don't know. I think it's going to boom, guys. I think it's going to boom. I know it has a way higher price point. It's going to boom. Fusion Strike, very, very bullish on Fusion Strike right now. Even at $1,200 a box, still very bullish. It's just like, it's there, take advantage of it, and don't be afraid and don't look back. Even if these things drop, it's okay to capitalize. But yeah, stay tuned to the end of the video for everyone's favorite segment.
Oh, what's going on, everybody? So recently, I just picked up a bunch of cases from the one and only, the Pokehive. And as you can see, it is Surging Sparks. I had a bunch of Surging Sparks prior to this pickup, but I just felt like the price was still really affordable, and I saw the potential in the set. So I've been talking to you guys a lot about it, but I'm just putting my money where my mouth is and showing you I picked up a bunch of cases. But not only did I pick up Surging Sparks booster box cases, but I picked up some Phantasmal Flames sleeve cases. And not only did we pick up Phantasmal Flames sleeve cases, but we also picked up Destined Rivals booster bundle cases. So Destined Rivals booster bundle cases, they're still pretty affordable. And I said, you know what? It doesn't hurt to grab some of those. And then last but not least, we picked up... Oh, actually, we picked up one more thing after this. We picked up a couple of Charizard UPCs because we all love Sword and Shield, and we know that the ceiling hasn't even been scraped yet. And then, last but not least, we picked up a Brilliant Stars booster box case. So I just want to give a huge shout out to the one, the only Pokehive. Thank you, buddy. Huge shout out to Cole.